Since the presidential election, I have been trying to describe this feeling that I have, and I finally settled on it. It's the feeling of a betrayed hostage. And the reason I say betrayed hostage is that I was, and many others, were betrayed by the promises of the Constitution of the United States. The Declaration of Independence said all men are created equal. Then we have the idea that no one is above the law, which turned out to be a lie, because some people are above the law and above the Constitution. It didn't matter what the president-elect did. He was not going to be held into account. In fact, betrayed by our own Attorney General, who sat back and did nothing until pushed and prodded after the January 6th committee finished their work. Way too late, because the rest of our so-called political system and judicial system were stacked against holding this wealthy, powerful, and corrupt man to any kind of account, and even proceeded to allow him to run for president again after he attacked and tried to overturn the democracy of the United States of America. So there's no greater betrayal than that. No one is above the law except. That's what it really means. Now, let's go to our fellow travelers. Blood and lives of people that look like me helped build this country. Blood, sweat, tears, and death. Things like the civil rights movement, voting rights, equal rights, affirmative action. It didn't just help people that look like me, but other people used that and stood on our dead bodies. Affirmative action, remember that? Well, I do. I was in the business world competing for bids, contracts, and guess what? When I went to compete, some of my biggest competitors were businesses with women at the top. So women were considered a minority, and they got the benefit of the affirmative action, when in some cases they were at the top on paper, and I'm talking about white women, but their spouses were behind the scenes running the show. But it allowed them to compete for those contracts as a minority firm. So guess who threw us under the bus come election time? You're right again, white women. In spite of abortion bans and everything else, they once again became the appendage of their significant other and went the way and voted the way that they wanted. Our other fellow travelers, immigrants that came into the country, particularly Latino immigrants, they went a different direction. They voted for the felon, rejected out of hand a black Asian woman who demonstrated so much superiority over her opponent, particularly in a debate, that it was laughable. Yet again, none of that mattered. They voted for their aspiration and helped push the current president-elect over the top. So here I sit, and maybe there's more like me that feel I can't listen to anything you people say. I can't trust anything that you say you're going to do. Well, when it comes down to it, we get abandoned. So that's why I have this betrayed hostage feeling. You lured me in. You said everything's fine. You know, it's your time. It's time for uh, someone new to come on the scene and sweep away this old corruption. And now we sit with a convicted felon as president and with the richest man in the world pulling his actions like he's a puppet on a string. So, yeah, I feel like a betrayed hostage, you know? And you know what they ask hostages to do? Blink 3 times if you need assistance.